morning and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to take you guys along for a push day workout. So we are doing chest and triceps today. It's actually my favorite lift, so I'm very excited to take you guys along. But I'm starving, so we're going to make breakfast first and then we'll get ready for the gym. Okay, I'm seriously so hungry. Like, I think my stomach was growling so loud during church that I was actually embarrassed. But we're going to make eggs for breakfast, which if you didn't know by now, is my go-to staple. So I am very hungry. So I think I'm gonna do 4. I'm gonna let my pan heat up first. I don't have any olive oil, so I've been cooking with coconut oil, and it's fine. You can't taste it. So look at all my pretty eggs. They're all from my parents' house, so our chickens. So cutie. Okay, I'm gonna let my pan heat up really quick. I told Jordan in the car on the way home, I was like, I'm so hungry that I am nauseous. I was just being so dramatic, but I was literally starving. We usually go to church at 9. We go to like the early service, but we went to the 11 o'clock service because we slept in. And I didn't have breakfast before. So even though it's almost 12:30, I'm having breakfast now. Okay, I'm gonna crack my eggs in the pan. Normally for breakfast too, I eat eggs and like some sort of fruit. That is like my go-to. And normally I would do an apple, but it's summer now, so apples are out of season where we live. Okay, they've been out of season for a long time. But melons are now back in season. So we have a ton of cut up cantaloupe and pineapple in the fridge, so I think I'm going to have some of that. And I think I said already I'm going to do 4 eggs. Usually I do 3, but I'm seriously so freaking hungry. Oh gosh. I'm so excited. I'm still eating mostly like animal based, so a lot of meat, a lot of fruit, and then not a lot of refined carbs, and I still feel incredible. I feel so good, so I think I'm gonna keep up with it for a while. I'd made a video talking about like kind of trying the carnivore style, animal-based, whatever you want to call it, diet because I had horrible eczema. So here's an update. They look pretty good. If you saw that other video, I'll like link it down below, but even the inside of my arms, okay, the inside of my arms now don't tan, so they look weird, but they're like flat. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but my hands, which were the worst part, look pretty good. Doesn't look like I have gloves on, so we're getting somewhere. But I was eating oats again, and I kind of think that made me break out a bit, because I broke out a bit last week. I think part of the reason too is I have to wash my hands so much at clinic, just like in between patients, and then I just am like touching your face, you know, so I have to wash my hands a lot. I started wearing gloves though instead of using sanitizer like 100 times. And I think that has helped a bit too. But so I'm pretty much back to only eating meat, potatoes, and fruit. And I just think it's how I feel the best. Also, I don't use a plastic spatula. I don't know why I grabbed that. That's like a last resort spatula because we use cast iron. Oh my gosh. We do use cast iron, but normally for my eggs I use stainless steel pans. So then you have to use a stainless steel spatula with it. It's taking forever. Okay, how I've been cooking my eggs lately is probably not correct, but I let them like fry for a second and then I kind of scramble them. I think it makes, I think it makes the yolks taste better. I know it does not look aesthetic, okay, but it's kind of how we do it. I think it's tastier. I think I'm just gonna do salsa, and normally I would do an avocado on top, but I don't know where the avocados are. I think they were way too hard. Okay, my lighting got really weird, but I think I was talking about avocados. Ours are so rock hard that I can't use them. So we got 4 eggs. Yeehaw. Okay, this is a lot of eggs. I'm a big girl though, she's gotta eat. And then I'm just gonna do some salsa on top. And normally, I don't have any forks. Normally I would do pickled red onions, but the other day just a jar of them, because Jordan makes them for me like in a mason jar from at home, and the jar of them fell off the counter somehow, like rolled off the counter, and I didn't catch it in time, and it broke. It was a brand new jar too. I was so excited. So none of that for me. And then I'm just gonna do a little bit of sea salt on top. So this is breakfast part 1, 4 eggs. And then I'm going to do a breakfast part 2 of some fruit. So like I said, we just cut up a ton of pineapple. So I'm going to have a bunch of this. I ate so much of this the other day, it made my tongue all numb. And breakfast part 2. Alright, I'm going to scarf this down because my mouth is literally watering. She looks good. Alright, gotta go. I gotta eat this in less than 2 minutes because otherwise I will famish. Okay, I'm kind of hungry still. So I'm gonna do like a scoop of honey as like a pre-workout. I think I've showed this before, but we don't actually take pre-workout before you lift or anything. I'm kind of tired and I'm kind of hungry, so I'm gonna do like that much. The texture's kind of terrible. It's like gritty.
Crystallized.
Oh. Okay, I've had breakfast and we're gonna get ready to head to the gym. And I thought I'd show you my outfit of the day. Pink. And I'm just gonna wear white shoes and I just have white crew socks on. I feel like my life hack is to always do push day or like anything where you're gonna bench with your hair in a braid. Because I don't know how you do it if you don't. It like hurts to lay back on it, you know? So then you don't have to take it out, you can just lay straight back on it. I don't really have an idea of what we're gonna do. Usually my push days, my push days, I always get them mixed up. So usually my push days, I'll bench first, so whether that's flat or incline. I think we want a flat bench today.
Yep.
Okay, so I think we're gonna flat bench today, and then usually I do some sort of like shoulder press, and then we'll do like triceps and then some like accessory shoulder and chest work after that. So let's get it. Normally, I start all my workouts with a few minute walk on the treadmill, but we didn't actually do that today because we had went for like an hour-long walk right before we went to the gym. So we just did a shoulder warm-up here. So I start with external rotators. I feel like I just sit hunched over all day, and these really help open up my chest and warm everything up. Then we did dead hangs. I let Jordan pick my weight. It was a little bit too heavy for me, but I just swing it a few times on each side, really warm everything up, open everything up. Then we're moving on to lifting, baby. So our first lift, always our biggest. So we did bench press, 1 warm-up set, and then 3 sets of 5. So we go pretty heavy here. I did add on 5s at the end of this. Okay, I was pretty proud of myself, but I needed a spot, so I didn't film it. Then, I don't know why I did this myself because I actually hate doing dips, but they're so good for you, okay? They hurt so bad. So we're going to do 3 sets of dips until failure. You can do them assisted if you need. If you're really fancy, add weight. I'm not there yet. We'll get there. Then we moved into shoulder press, which will be our next biggest lift. And I like to do them seated and one-armed, but you can do them whatever variation you prefer. So we did 3 sets of 6 on each arm. I feel like I like to do them single arm just because I have one shoulder that I favor. And so I feel like I get a better workout on that arm, that my weaker arm, I guess, if I do them separately. Then we're going to do 2 drop sets of tricep extensions. So I just go till failure, and then I do 3 like different weights for my 2 drop sets. Then our final lift here is going to be a lateral raise or a side raise. We are going to do 3 sets of 8 on each side. It's always very humbling to do lateral raises because I just have never increased my weight for these. I can only do like 10 pounds. But these are so good. You can do them with dumbbells, but I prefer to do them on the cables. I just think it's kind of fun. You get to kind of dangle. I love it. Anyways, that is our whole entire lift. I hope you enjoyed. Back to the content. We're back from the gym, and surprise, surprise, I am starving. So I'm going to make like a really late lunch / dinner because I think I said in the beginning of the video I had a really late breakfast. Anyways, I'm frying up some tortillas. They're just little corn tortillas. And then Jordan smoked all of this pork shoulder. Is it a pork shoulder? Yesterday on the Traeger, we had family up, so we're just having leftovers for dinner tonight. But, oh, I'm texting my mom. Pork, we did like 14 pounds. This is some lettuce that Jordan's mom grew, tortillas, and then I make this like salsa, kind of pico-y stuff with corn, lime, and tomatoes. Okay, this is what we're working with so far. I'm starting with 3 tacos. I'll probably eat more, but they look delicious. I'm gonna eat these, and then I'm gonna give you guys my tips for how to lean out your upper body and just kind of upper body strength tips overall. But first I gotta eat dinner because I am ravenously hungry. Okay, I thought I would end this video giving you like my tips and tricks for leaning out your upper body or just setting up an upper body workout in general. So for leaning out your upper body, I feel like most of that happens in the kitchen. So eating whole foods to lower your body fat percentage really is what is going to make your upper body look the most jacked. You got to eat big to get big, but you got to eat whole foods to look big, you know what I mean? Okay, my next tip would be to hit upper body twice a week, however that looks for you. So how I split my upper body days up is I do a push day and a pull day, and then at the end of the week I'll do a full body workout to kind of lift all those muscles one more time. So I just think it's easier for me and like my schedule to split my upper body days up into push and pull. Some people even will take shoulders out on their own, but I just push and pull works for me. So whatever works for you, just make sure that you are trying to hit upper body twice a week, because that's really going to help build those muscles, break those muscle fiber down so they can build up bigger. So then going kind of off the same wavelength, I think developing a good mind-muscle connection will help in every lift you do, not just upper body. But what really helped for me was to like picture the muscle fibers. So like when I'm doing chest, like picturing my pectoral muscles, and then like picture those muscles contracting and relaxing like while you're doing the lift, just to really get that muscle connection to your brain so that you're lifting as efficiently as you can and like getting all the, what am I trying to say? Like getting like the strongest contraction that you can per lift and like making the most of your time. Going off of that wavelength, I would also say to lift heavy, like pick up more than 5 pounds. I promise you can do it. You are not gonna get bulky. I think that is like a really common misconception, especially for women, is that lifting is going to make you bulky, but you have to eat so much. You have to try so hard to look bulky. Like it is so much work. You aren't just going to accidentally pick up a 10-pound dumbbell and then the next day be like, oh my god, I'm so bulky. Like no, it just doesn't work like that. Lift heavy. It's the best thing you can do for your muscles. It is going to give you the best outcome. Just trust me, lift heavy. So going off how I structure my workouts, I start with my biggest lifts first, and then I move into accessory workouts. So for today, we did our 3 biggest lifts first. We did flat bench press, shoulder press, and dips, just because those are the biggest ones. They're working the most muscles. They are going to take the most of our strength, and we're doing them as heavy as we can. And then we move on to accessory lifts. So that was a side raise, a lateral raise, and a tricep extension. And so the same thing goes for push day. Honestly, all my workouts are written pretty much the same. I do my biggest lifts first, and then I move to accessory. I talked about this a bit in like my glute tip video. I'll link that here if you haven't seen it, but that I feel like going on social media, it can be so confusing, and people are doing like 10 different workouts and they're all weird and you've never seen them before. It does not have to be hard. Really simplify it. Just hit your big lifts, hit a few accessory lifts, call it a day. It does not have to be hard. It does not have to be confusing. If there is a lift that you're like, I don't understand, just don't do it. Go back to the basics. You know, the basics are basics for a reason. They're going to give you the best results. My last tip is that consistency is key. This is the same for anything you're trying to build, any muscle you're trying to build. It's better to hit all your workouts and not be at 100% than to hit, oh my god, it's better to hit 100% of your workouts but not be perfect than to hit 50% of your workouts and be perfect. That consistency is really going to give you the results that you want in the long run, and mentally you're going to feel so much better because you shut up for yourself every day. So I think that are all my tips for upper body. I feel like I'm at the point in my lifting journey where I prefer to lift upper body. I actually don't like lifting legs. I love bench press. That is my favorite lift of all time. I love her, and I feel like that is like every girl gets there. Every gym girl gets there eventually. But I think that is all my tips. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if I haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one.